welcome to MD Quilter Knits podcast. I'm Beth and I'm your host. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as MD Quilter. So what have I been up to? Well, this is my second time recording this podcast. I recorded it last Sunday on a new camera. I had technical difficulties. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I was having those technical difficulties. So I am re-recording today. I apologize for the delay in getting this out to you, but I really can only record on the weekends because that's when I have daylight. See my daylight? Because I work during the day, during the week. So, I have a little bit more to show you this week because I was able to start a few things. So yeah, there's a little more on the needles this episode than there was last time I recorded this. I do still plan to stay on my schedule and record next weekend as well. So you will have 2 back-to-back episodes, only a week apart. So let's get started. I'm not wearing any knitwear today. Just kind of not feeling the knitwear today. I've been running around a little bit today. I spent part of the morning at the yarn shop and then came home, hung out with hubby a little bit, and now I am upstairs in the yarn room, yarn cave, recording. So just wearing my regular gray t-shirt today. I do have a finished object. Sadly, I forgot to bring it upstairs, but I will pop in a picture. I did finish my February Desert Vista Dye Works socks. I used the Rom-Com Bingo kit from Desert Vista Dye Works. This was a kit that Susan put together this year with 14 minis that were self-striping, and then 2 speckled minis and 1 solid mini. And I used the pink speckles for the cuffs, the purple speckles for the toes, and the like deep red, almost burgundy wine color for the heels. And then I used self-striping for the rest of the sock. And I'm super excited with how these turned out. The pattern that I used is called Heel Toe Do-Si-Do. It is by the Crazy Sock Lady, who is Kay Litton. And this is the pattern that I've chosen to use for all of my Desert Vista Dye Works socks this year. So those are done. That was my only finished object. I am crazy close to another finished object, and then I have 2 new cast-ons. So let me jump into what I am crazy close to finishing. It is something that you've seen in the Going Pro section for the last couple of episodes, and I'm super close to finishing it. It is still living, believe it or not, in my Hide and Hammer 03 bag. It is stuffed full. But this is my Hide and Hammer 03 bag in the mustard color with the natural handles and my personalization. All right. And it also is brass findings and a buckle. Let me get this opened up. And then we will see this is how much room is left in this bag. I need to finish this sweater. All right. So this is the Beats and Bones pullover by Gigi Alagon. Gigi released this pattern this week. Thankfully, I was able to give her pretty good feedback before releasing the pattern. She did make some changes, which would change some of the things about this sweater, but I'm going to enjoy wearing it either way. So you've seen this part before. This is the yoke. There we go. And last time I recorded, I was right here. So I had split for the sleeves and knit just a tiny little bit. Well, look what I have gotten done. Look at that. So I finished the body and I am working on the ribbing. And I have about half the ribbing left to do, but I want to show you guys. Look at that cool detail right there. Look at that. Isn't that neat right before the ribbing? Yep. It's just a neat little touch. Yeah, so all I have left to do is to finish the ribbing up. Ribbing here up, and then do the sleeves. And then I have a sweater ready to wear. Looking forward to this one. So, yeah, so this one's getting really close. Just to go over the yarns that I used. The kind of the brick color that was donated, that and the gold color were both donated by Knit Crate. I do not have colorways or base information on those because these were oops skeins that were donated. But the bluey tealy color here, that is the Plucky Knitter in the Trusty Fingering base. And the colorway for that is Vintage Icebox. So, and they all go together so nicely. And this is going to be such a wonderful sweater when it's finished. I'm really looking forward to wearing this. Maybe next week, but I doubt it. You'll see why. All right, so that's what's been on the needles. And now what is newly on the needles? So, the yarn shop, y'all knew this, Knits and Pieces, is having a knit along. The knit along has begun, and we are knitting Elton by Joji Locatelli. And the yarns that I'm using, I am using, this is Dream in Color in their Silk and Kid Lace base. And the colorway is called Strikes Twice. Look at that fun color. Super fun. So that is my mohair, and it is multicolored. And then my main color is from Magpie Fibers. And it is in their domestic fingering base, which is 100% domestic superwash merino. And it's bootleg, just one of their kind of oops skeins. I have, I think, 4 skeins of this, 4, maybe 5. And yeah, I love this color. So this is them together. Super fun. And look what I did, guys. I swatched. So that is what they look like together in my swatch. Very happy with that. And here's the beginning of my sweater. There we go. So I am still on the back portion. It's kind of an interesting construction, as every Joji Locatelli pattern is for sweaters. You start with one shoulder, then you knit the other shoulder, then you cast on stitches, connect them together, and knit down the back until you get to the point where you would join it for sleeves. So to the bottom of the armhole. And then you pick up and you knit down one shoulder for the front, the other shoulder for the front, till you get down to the same length. And then you join to knit the rest of the sweater. So this is a fun, oversized drop shoulder sweater. And, oh, I didn't show you what it's living in. This is living in my new Matterroot wool tweed trundle bag. Wool, and then wax canvas on the bottom, and then the printed cotton on the front, on the inside, with orange yarn balls. And it's the trundle style with the buckles, so it folds and rolls down and then buckles together, and it's nice and secure. So yeah, so that's where that is living. This has been a fun knit along. The knit along is going on, we're now about 3 weeks in. I think this was our 3rd Friday. And it is going to be going on for a total of, I think, 8 weeks. So we'll see how far I get on it. I am only working on this on Friday nights during the knit along. I hope to work on it more, but I have other things to finish. Like, I am doing a preview knit for Isolde Teague. And it is living in my sweater bag from the Fat Squirrel. See, there's her tag there, Fat Squirrel. And this is the Hygge sweater bag. I love this bag. I got this in a pre-order several years ago, and it's just fabulous. So I'm doing a preview knit for Isolde Teague. The pattern is called the Glenmore sweater. I am using Durerum Natura, the Cyrano base. The colorway I'm using is Poivre. This yarn, I've showed it before. I am in love. Love, love, love this yarn. So I started this on Monday. So that's Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, and then today. So this is 6 partial days worth of work. So we have quite a bit of it done. So I have to knit like 13 3/4 inches from the underarm. And I think I'm around 7 or 8 inches right now. So I'm like halfway there to the bottom. I am averaging knitting 1 ball of this yarn a day, evening. And I have knit 5 balls in. I'm on my 6th ball right now. I only have 10 balls of yarn. So in theory, this should be a 10-day sweater. Maybe less. So I am tickled pink. My progress keeper is a little Ewok. I do not remember where I got him from, but I love him. Yeah, so this has been a super fun knit. I dropped some stitches, but no big deal because they're big enough. Goes right back on. This is an Aran / bulky weight yarn, and I'm knitting it on size 10s, so it is flying. And I am super excited. So glad that I will be finished this very soon. Maybe before the next podcast. That would be fantastic. And then maybe I'd wear that. So that's what's on the needles right now. I'm trying to stay somewhat monogamous. As soon as this is finished, then I will be casting on for the Igneous sweater, which is a test knit for Mina Phillip, the knitting expat. That's the one that I am fading. I'm using my Dream in Color Jilly fade kit and knitting that one. So yeah, so that one, this Isolde one is due March 18th. I should have no problem finishing that. And then the one for Mina is due April 5th. So yeah, so that's what's going on there. And then, excuse me. So that's what's on the needles right now. Let me talk, before I get into acquisitions, I want to talk about a field trip that I took. I went field tripping 2 weeks ago. I decided on a Thursday night that I wanted to drive down to Charlottesville, Virginia. Jackie Cieslak, she's a great designer. You might remember that I test knit 2 of her patterns recently, the Water Bearer and the Star-Crossed. And so she was teaching at her local shop in Charlottesville, Virginia, which is called You Fine Fibers. And so I went down to take her knitting math for curves class. And oh my God, I can't say enough wonderful things about this class, about Jackie. It was so exciting because I didn't tell her that I was coming. I decided on Thursday, the class was Sunday. I drove down Saturday late afternoon, spent the night, took the class Sunday morning. And when I got there, Jackie came to open the door and she started squealing, and it was so cute. And she's like, "Why didn't you tell me you were coming?" And I was like, "Because I wanted to surprise you." So big hugs and got great surprise. So yeah, it was fantastic. She wore her Water Bearer sweater. I had mine with me. I was wearing my Star-Crossed when I got there, but I had my Water Bearer with me. So I took the opportunity after class was over to go out and pick up my Water Bearer sweater and go back in, and we took a little picture with both of us, and it's super cute. If you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen it. If you follow Jackie on Instagram, you've probably already seen it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Needed some water. So, yeah. So we had a great time. Great class. Yeah. So that was a fun field trip. There were 3 other ladies in the class with us. 2 of them were a mother-daughter, Virginia and Emily. And hi, Virginia. Hi, Emily. They had a great time too. Excuse me. And also in the class was Amy, who is the dyer behind Little Fox Yarn. I had never met her before, but I was familiar with her yarn because my friend Molly is knitting a sweater out of her Vixen base right now. Excuse me, my throat is extremely dry right now. But the Little Fox yarn, the Linnea base, is what Jackie used to knit the Rift tee when she was designing it. So Emily and Virginia both bought yarn to make the Rift tee, and not one to be left out, I decided to also buy yarn to make the Rift tee. Isn't that beautiful? This yarn is 50% wool, 25% cotton, 15% linen, and 10% silk. It is dreamy. And this color is called Blueberry Hill. Excuse me. So hopefully the 3 of us will have these done before Maryland Sheep and Wool and can wear them to Maryland Sheep and Wool. I'm super excited to knit this pattern. I have right now knit 4 of Jackie's sweater patterns. This will make 5. And I love every one of them. So yeah, so it's a great weekend. Thoroughly enjoyed the drive down to Charlottesville. Would love to go down again. I used to go down to Charlottesville all the time. That's where Monticello is. And my mother loved Monticello. So yeah, we used to take trips down there all the time. It's about a 3-hour drive for me. So yeah, it was great fun. And that's pretty much the only field trip that I've taken. So let's get into acquisitions. What have I acquired over the last 3 weeks? Quite a bit sitting in front of me. Start with bags first. Tanny Casey, a couple weeks ago, posted that she was kind of going through her sewing room and finishing bags that she had previously cut out, and posted some beautiful beach house bags. You're going to notice a theme with my bags, by the way. Look at these cute beach houses. Look at that one with the umbrella and the bird and the towel and the beach house up on stilts. Oh my God. Love it. And of course the wax canvas bottom large drawstring bag, her signature pocket with the grommets and her tag. It's a great bags. Love them. And then Thursday night, I'm sitting there it's actually the men's knit night at the shop. It's called Thirsty Thursdays, but because my husband works on Thursdays, I go by the shop too and hang out. Not with the guys. We let them have their own time in their own space. But one of the guys, his wife, Shara, she makes bags. She makes bags under the name The Krusty Cupcake. Hi, Shara. And he came in with a stack of bags for the shop. And, you know, I don't know how to leave things alone. And I caught sight of this one. Look at that. Let me open it up. Ta-da! Yeah. See the beach houses and the chairs? They're actually kind of like cabanas. Yeah. Little handles. Some lime green going. Here is her label. Krusty Cupcake. Very well made bag. And I am super excited to use this on a project coming up soon. I don't know which project that's going to be yet. But I have some sweaters coming up because I bought some yarn for sweaters. So yeah, got myself a nice new sweater size bag. All right, yarn. Where do I begin? Let's start with sock yarn. All right. Kirby Werby, Cherie, you're the best. You have the most fun names for your self-striping yarns. I mean, I can't even. This one is called Mind Your Biscuits and Life Will Be Gravy. And of course I had to get a mini biscuit with it. Look at this yarn. I believe this is a 20 stripe pattern, but I'm not 100% positive on that. Look at that. And that aqua mini, a tonal mini. Look at the speckles in that aqua. Oh my God. Amazing. And then when she first got her, or decided to use her large mill, yarn mill, to do a 20 stripe repeat, this was the first thing that she developed, and it's called Hells to the S. Because Hells to the S. Yeah. So this is gorgeous. And it's 20 different stripes. I can't even, I don't get how that's even possible, but it is. All right. My other self-striping obsession, everyone knows, is Desert Vista Dye Works. So Susan from Desert Vista Dye Works, we know this, does a colorway contest every month. And I seem to have won several months in a row. But the last month that I won was, I believe, for February. It was either January or February. I think it was February. And this is called Ferris Wheel. Because National Ferris Wheel Day happens in February. Or maybe it's March. No, it's February. Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? And then she sent a coordinating mini to go with it. Look at that. I'm really looking forward to knitting this up. This is just so soft and pretty. I did not win for March, thank goodness. I felt really bad for a while there. So Susan also runs the knit along challenge. It's a sock club. She calls it a sock club. It's a challenge where you knit a pair of socks every month using Desert Vista dyework sock yarn. And I do that every month. And she also runs a contest that coordinates with it on Instagram. So you get different prizes throughout the year depending on the number of times that you post to Instagram about your project and use your specific tag. And if you do that 100 times, if you have 100 posts or more, you get to pick a free skein. So I chose on Wednesday. This is a Mean Girls inspiration. And it is my Love of Pink Come to Yarn. Wow. If you look close up here, wait, where are they? Where are they? Right there. Okay. That's another Mean Girls collection right on along the bottom there from Gherkin's Bucket. And yeah, I love pink. I love Mean Girls. Perfect marriage there. So the other thing is if you complete all 12 months of the challenge, you get a specific prize skein that is exclusive to those of us that finished the club. So I did that this year. If you have not gotten your skein yet and don't want to be spoiled, please turn away now. I will show it and then I will let you know when you can come back. So turn away. I'm going to show it right now. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Really looking forward to knitting this one up. Okay, you can come back now. All right, so that's it for new acquisitions in self-striping. But I still have, or no, that's not it for self-striping. I also, I was watching the She Must Knit podcast, which is my friend Erin, who is also Bling Your String. She's Serafina on Instagram. Bling Your String is her shop where she sells bags and hand-dyed yarn. And she also has the She Must Knit podcast. And she was talking about these Hawthorne sock reels from Knit Picks. This one is Rugby Stripe. And this one is Road Trip. So I was looking on Knit Picks. I needed something else. And these just kind of fell into my cart because they were on sale and they're pretty cool. So I think I'm going to try doing micro stripes by alternating another solid with them that's a contrasting color. Erin has done that a couple of times and it really is a cool effect. So I'm going to give that a try. Now I'm done with self-striping. Not done with sock yarn though. Well, sock weight yarn. Okay. Fully Spun. She does yarn that is dyed in the wool. So it's the wool is dyed and then it's spun up and you get this hand spun look to the yarn. And she did this thing a few weeks ago called Frankenskeins. This is Frankenskein number 67. Look at those colors. This is absolutely destined to become the color work in a colorwork yoke sweater. It really is. It's gonna go there. And then this one is called Brunch. These are both fingering weight yarns. Look at those pinks and mauves and like deep maroons and gold. Oh, it's gorgeous. All right. So then the rest of this is sweater quantities. These are sweater wannabes. So apparently McMullen Fiber Company does a colorway of the month pre-order. And they do it every couple of months. And the pre-order for January, February was for Black Dahlia. Oh my God. And the pre-order price was insane. So I got their Sublime Worsted, which is 100% superwash merino single ply. Look at that color. I got a sweater quantity of this for an insane price. Can't wait to see what they do for March and April. So yeah, so this is McMullen Fiber Company. So that'll be a sweater of some sort at some point. Maybe another test knit, who knows? So then the local shop, Knits and Pieces, of course, they decided to move this yarn to the sale bin. And that was all right with me, because I've been looking at it for a while. This is called Samilla Melange, and it's 100% organic sport weight. And I am going to knit the Hazelwood cardigan by Shannon Squire. These will be the stripe colors. This will be the contrast color. I think it's going to be gorgeous. And I'm really excited to work with this. It's so nice. This organic merino is just so squishy. And I'm running out of room over here. Let me just move some things around here. All right. So the next thing, I was at the shop today, and they have another yarn that's on sale. This is by Marisol, and it's the Umina base. And this base is 50% alpaca, 50% wool. And oh my God, is it soft. Look at this yarn. Look at this. Is that not beautiful? I really wish you guys could squish this because it is super, super soft. So this is going to become a sweater, and I forgot to grab the name of the sweater, but I will put it along the bottom. But this sweater, and I'll post a picture too, this is going to be the main color of it, and it's a circular yoke sweater, but the color work runs like diagonally across one side from the underarm to the hem, and then striping happens. So these are the colors for the color work. This is the main color of the sweater, and then the stripes will be in these two colors. Isn't that cool? So I'm really looking forward to knitting this up. This is so soft. And finally, on Leap Day, my friend Melissa from Rising Tide Fiber Company, hi Melissa, she decided to run a leap year sale or leap day sale. I'm not sure which. Leap something sale. And everything was 29% off. And I happened to be standing there with her when I saw the sale. And I was like, how about dyed to order? She's like, we can make it happen. So she has this colorway that she just developed that I have been in love with. It's called It's All Gouda. Look at this. Look at that. The speckles are just amazing. There's her tag. It's All Gouda. And you know that a dyer knows you when you say, yeah, I'd like 5 skeins of that on my preferred base. So I have a sweater quantity of this. I have no clue what it's going to become. But, oh my God. Yums. I don't want to get too close to my face because I don't want to get makeup on it, but... All right. That's it for acquisitions. Hooray! The only other thing, well, I have 2 or 3 other things to talk about, but I want to bring up I have chosen my March skein for the Desert Vista Dye Works sock challenge. I'm going to do donuts. Isn't it cute? Yep. So this will be my striping yarn for March. And I hope to get those on the needles pretty soon. And they will be also the heel toe do-si-do pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady, Kay Litton. And yeah, so those will be happening very soon. And the other thing that I want to talk about is a new knit along that I'm going to be doing, partnering with my friend Melissa of the Knitter's Closet podcast. She is, we were sitting in the shop talking a couple weeks ago, and we both want to finish our sock yarn blankets. And we also both really want to watch Dexter. We both started watching Dexter and then stopped for whatever reason. And we just want to get back to it again. So we want to do a hashtag knit binge KAL. So the idea is we're going to start with Dexter and we're going to binge Dexter. And in theory, we would knit one square on our sock yarn blanket for each episode that we watch of Dexter. Because each episode is about 45 minutes and it takes about 45 minutes to knit a square. So it doesn't have to be a sock yarn blanket. Pick a project that can work in like little bits of time and start watching Dexter with us, you know, on whatever streaming service you can find it on. We also plan to, because I have about 210, I think, squares left to do, and there's only 96 episodes of Dexter. We're going to pick another series to binge after that. We were talking a little bit today. It might be a Law and Order series. So if Dexter is not your thing, you'll be able to get in on the KAL later on when we get past Dexter. So yeah, I'm not sure when I'm going to start reading or watching that and working on the sock blanket. Right now I have some, quite a bit of obligation knitting to finish. I have like 3 projects that have to be done by April-ish time frame. So that's where we're going with that. Yeah, so I will have a chatter thread going in my Ravelry group, which is MD Quilter Knits Podcast. Just go to Ravelry, go to groups, and search for MD Quilter Knits, and you should find our group there. Come in and introduce yourself. We also have the hashtag Shop the Stash First going on. I have been trying to shop the stash first. I've also been adding to the stash. So eventually I'll stop that, but no, I won't. It's not gonna happen. We all know this, you know. We know. Let's be honest. This is a safe space. Let's be honest. I'm not gonna stop shopping. But I do want to use up some of this lovely stash that I have here. So yeah, so a couple of knit alongs going on, and then here's the other big news. Thank you. We made it to 100 subscribers. Thank you all. I am now 6 episodes in, 100 subscribers. I'm super excited. Please keep telling your friends to come and watch and subscribe because the next milestone is 250, and I would love to get there sometime soon. But I did promise you guys a giveaway when we made it to 100 subscribers. So I've put some things together. Are you excited? I'm excited. All right. Sorry. All right. So for our giveaway, first off, we have some really cute stitch markers. These are, even though it says Rajkovich Designs, these are actually from Silver Siren. My friend Brenda, she has changed, she's rebranded to Silver Siren. But These are such fun. These are my favorite stitch markers. They're square stitch markers. She makes them all by hand. So I have a set of these for the lucky winner. We also have some cute little made for you tags that say lay flat to dry. Cute little guys. And then I have a little sheep enamel pin, little knitting sheep. And we have the slightly used, but still in great condition, Cocoa Knits magnetic bracelet. And never used Cocoa Knits cable needles that attach right there. And I think, no, they won't. Sorry. The little stitch markers won't attach to there. We also have a never used, but from my stash, project bag. It says Knitting is My Jam from Fate's Thread. I just took it out of the bag. It's in perfect condition. It's never been used. Let's see, it has a gray lining. So that's going to go to the winner. And a skein of yarn from Nerd Girl Yarn, Nerd Girl Yarns. This is called This Shark Swallow You Whole, inspired by Jaws. Sorry, This Shark Swallow You Whole. And it's in the Shimma base, which is 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% silver toned stellina. So can you see those sparkles? And it's Nerd Girl Yarns. I used to be in her random fandom club. And this is a club colorway. There we go. So all of these things are yours if you win. And to win, here's what you need to do. You need to subscribe, of course, to the channel and leave a comment down below on this episode. So on episode 6, leave a comment. It can be any kind of comment. I'm not going to ask you to answer a question or anything. Anyone who comments will be entered to win this drawing. And I am going to leave this drawing up actually until I'm getting ready to record episode 8. So it will be up for about 3 weeks. And I will announce it again on episode 7. But you have to leave your comments here on episode 6. So yeah, that's what we've got going on. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I apologize if it's a little disjointed. I'm still trying to get back in my groove here. And yeah, I hope you come back again to see what MD Quilter knits next. Bye-bye.